Hi everyone, it's Bianca here. Welcome to a new tutorial. In this tutorial I'll show you how to work this shell square. You can make this square so big as you want and work in so many colors as you want. You need also one base color in this square. We need this base color in round 1, in round 3, in round 5, in round 7. Look always on the label which size hook that you need to work. For my choice of yarn, I need a 4mm crochet hook. You need also a scissors and a needle. Let's get started. We start with the base color and we begin with a magic circle on the hook. And then we start with our first double crochet, that's a chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. After that double crochet we have to work a chain 2. So make 2 more chain stitches, 1 and 2. So we have here in the beginning 5 chain stitches, count from first double crochet and a chain 2. Now in the magic circle we make 1 double crochet. So yarn over, enter your hook in the magic circle, grab your yarn, pull up, yarn over, pull to 2, yarn over, pull to 2, and then make a chain 2, 1, 2, and this double crochet and the chain 2 we repeat those stitches 6 more times. So yarn over, enter your hook in the magic circle, make 1 double crochet and then a chain 2, double crochet in the magic circle and chain 2, double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet with a chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it must be 8 double crochets. So one more time, double crochet and a chain 2. We have here with our first chain 5 8 double crochets in total with between a chain 2. Also on the end after that last double crochet also chain 2. Now we close the magic circle, pulling that short tail here in the middle. And now we make a slip stitch on top of the first double crochet, that's the chain 3. It's 1, 2, 3 here in the top stitch, the third chain stitch, enter your hook, yarn over, pull through and pull through. Now we cut the yarn and weave both tails in on the back of the stitches. Start with the first color of the square. Make a slip knot on the hook and we begin with a standing single crochet in any chain 2 space. Doesn't matter which one, you choose one chain 2 space, you go in with your hook in that space, grab your yarn, pull up, yarn over and pull for 2 for a standing single crochet. Now we skip here the double crochet and then in the next chain 2 space we make 7 double crochets all in that same space for our first shell. So yarn over in the next chain 2 space, that's 1, back in that same space, 2 in that same space, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 for our first shell. Now we skip the next double crochet and then in the next chain 2 space we make 1 single crochet and again the next shell in the next chain 2 space 7 double crochets in that space. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And this is the way how we work all the way around, so we have 4 shells in total. So in the next space we make the next repeat, 1 single crochet in that space and 7 double crochets into the next chain to space. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and we have to repeat one more time all these stitches. So 1 single crochet in the next chain 2 space, 7 double crochets in the next chain 2 space. I'm all the way around. In the beginning we work a invisible join, so we cut the yarn, not too short, and open up that last stitch. You pull your hook all the way up, and then with the needle we make our first invisible join, and we skip the first standing single crochet. You go to the next stitch. That's the first double crochet of that 7 double crochets here. So on the top of that stitch, onto that V stitch, pull through, then you work here in the last stitch, only in the back loop, and you work in the back loop of that standing single crochet here, that first stitch, also in the back loop, and then you pull through. On the back I made a little knot, and weave the tail in only in the back of the stitches. Also that second tail. Cut the tails off, and then we start again in round 3 with the base color. The base color goes back on the hook, and then we begin on top of a single crochet between the shells with a standing double crochet. The yarn is on the hook, yarn over, and the hook on top of the single crochet, grab your yarn, pull up, yarn over, pull to 2, yarn over and pull to 2 for a standing single crochet. Now make a chain 2, 1, 2, and you go back into that same stitch with another double crochet. Now we have here a sort of V-stitch. Make a chain 2, back in that same stitch with another double crochet. And we do this again. We make a chain 2 and then a double crochet back into that same stitch. So like this. So we have here in that same stitch 4 double crochets and 3 times a chain 2. Now make a chain 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and now we skip over that shell and we do again 4 times a double crochet with between a chain 2 into the next single crochet. So 1 double crochet in that stitch, chain 2, double crochet back in that same stitch, chain 2, double crochet in that same stitch, chain 2, and 1 double crochet in that same stitch. This is the way how you work all the way around. You have to work a chain 5, you go over the next shell, and then again here in the next single crochet we make 1 double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in that same stitch, chain 2, double crochet back in that same stitch, chain 2, and a double crochet. Work like this all the way around, make a chain 5, then here 3 times a V-stitch, 4 double crochets, and between a chain 2 make a chain 5, and then we close here on top with a slip stitch. I made my last stitches, chain 5, and then we close on top here on top of that first standing double crochet with a slip stitch. And now you cut the yarn and weave both tails in. Make a slip knot on the hook with the second color, and we begin with a standing single crochet on top of a shell in the 4th double crochet, and we work also around that chain 5. Standing single crochet, the yarn is on the hook, and then in the 4th double crochet, it's 1 2 3 4 in that stitch around that chain 5. Grab your yarn, pull up, yarn over, and pull for 2 for a standing single crochet. Now we're going to work a new shell in the first chain 2 space here after that first double crochet. So 7 double crochets in that space. It's 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 double crochets for a new shell. Now we skip the next double crochet, and then in the next chain 2 space make 1 single crochet in that space. Then skip the next double crochet, in the next chain 2 space a new shell of 7 double crochets in that same space. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. And these stitches, we repeat all these stitches 3 more times. So your first stitch, that's here on top of the 4th double crochet, 1 single crochet in that stitch, and we work also around that chain 5. It's 1 2 3 4 in that stitch, 1 single crochet, and then we make 2 shells here in the corner, 7 double crochets in the next chain 2 space. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Then 1 single crochet in the next chain 2 space, and in the next chain 2 space 7 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And then you start all over again with the next repeat. So a single crochet on top of the 4th double crochet, and then work 2 shells in the corner all the way around, and I see you here back to make a invisible join. If you all the way around, after that last double crochet of that last shell, you cut the yarn and open up that stitch. Then with the needle we make that invisible join in the 2nd stitch. So you skip the first standing single crochet, then go to the next stitch. This is the first double crochet of the shell of 7 double crochets under through the top here, under through that V stitch. Then pull through, go back to the last stitch. That's your last shell here, the 7th double crochet, only in the back loop, and in the back loop of that standing single crochet, and then pull through, make a little knot on the back of the stitches and weave both tails in. I place the base color back on the hook with the slip knot, and the place where we start with a standing double crochet is in a corner of these 2 shells, and then here in the single crochet. So the yarn is on the hook, then yarn over, then enter your hook here in that single crochet. Grab your yarn, pull up and make 1 double crochet. Make a chain 2, double crochet back in that same stitch, and a chain 2, double crochet back into that same stitch, chain 2, and 1 more time a double crochet back in that same stitch here in the corner. Then we make a chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we skip over the next shell, and then in the next single crochet we make 1 V stitch of 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet back in that same stitch, and then a chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all these stitches is the repeat that you work 3 more times. So we start here with 4 double crochets between chain 2. So we do that also here in the next corner on top of the single crochet. So we work 3 double crochets in that corner, in that single crochet. So 1, chain 2, double crochet back in that same stitch, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, and after that chain 2 we work 1 more time 1 double crochet. So we have here also in the next corner 4 double crochets 3 times a chain 2, and then you work that chain 5, and then a V stitch in the top of the next single crochet. Work like this all the way around and close with a slip stitch on top of here that first standing double crochet. made the slip knot on the hook with the third color, and we begin with our first shell here in the corner. In that first chain 2 space between the first 2 double crochets. Shell of 7 double crochets, and your first double crochet is a standing double crochet, so yarn over and to hook in that chain 2. Make your first standing double crochet, and after that standing double crochet 6 more double crochets in that same chain 2 space. A shell of 7 double crochets. Then in the next chain 2 space make 1 single crochet, and then in the next chain 2 space a new shell of 7 double crochets. Then here in the next shell, in the 4th stitch, 1 2 3 4, and you work around that chain 5, you work 1 single crochet in that stitch. Then here in the next V stitch of that chain 2, make a new shell of 7 double crochets. Then in the next shell here, around that chain 5 in the 4th double crochet, in the middle you work 1 single crochet. And all these stitches is the repeat you work all the way around. Then we make a new shell here, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, in the next space a new shell. Then on top of the shell here, around that chain 5 in the middle, that 4th double crochet, 1 single crochet, a new shell in the V stitch here, all the way around, close on top of the 2nd double crochet with the invisible join. And then we start all over again with all these V stitches and the chain 5 loops with the base color. I place the base color back on the hook, and now we repeat all the stitches of round 5. At the same way, here in the corner between the 2 shells, here in that single crochet, we work 4 times a double crochet with between a chain 2. So first double crochet is that standing double crochet, then a chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet, all in that same corner stitch. And we make all these stitches in every corner. Now we make a chain 5, 1 2 3 4 and 5. Then we skip over the shell, and then in the next single crochet we make a V stitch of 1 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 double crochet back in that same stitch, chain 5, skip over the next shell, then in the next single crochet a new V stitch of 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet back in that same stitch. then make a chain 5, and then we start all over again with the next repeat. So all these stitches that you work here, you repeat 3 more times. Then here close on top of the first standing double crochet with a slip stitch. No colors on the hook, and now we repeat all the stitches of round 6, all these shells. So we start here with the first shell of 7 double crochets in the first chain 2 space between the first 2 double crochets here in the corner. Then single crochet in the next chain 2 space, a new shell in the next chain 2 space. Then here on top of the 4th double crochet and around that chain 5, 1 single crochet. Then a shell of 7 double crochets into the next V stitch in that chain 2 space. Single crochet here, shell, single crochet, shell, single crochet, shell, single crochet, shell. This is the way how you work all the way around. After that this round you close with a invisible join on the top of the 2nd double crochet of the first shell here, and then you start all over to make all these V stitches and chain 5 spaces with the base color, and then with a new color make all the shells. This is the way how you work over and over and over till you have the square so big as you want. So I start here with the next color and make all the shells and V stitches. Then I create some more rounds to show you the end result. After more rounds it looks like this. You can make as many rounds as you want. Have fun crocheting! Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click on the notification bell so you don't miss any new tutorial from me. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye!